At my son's 10th birthday party, my sister and her son blew out the candles before my son could. They invited strangers and took over the cake. My parents defended my sister and their favorite grandson, but my wife's bold actions left a mark on my family that they won't forget. Hey, Reddit, birthdays should be simple. Cake, candles, a wish. That's all my son wanted. Ethan had been looking forward to his 10th birthday for weeks. 10 felt significant to him, double digits, a milestone. He helped me plan everything. The theme, the cake, the games, and the guest list. I wanted this day to be all about him, not family drama, favoritism, or my sister's sense of entitlement. The party was in our backyard, nothing fancy, just friends, cousins, food, and laughter. Ethan ran around in his birthday shirt, beaming, checking the cake table every 5 minutes. My wife stood beside me, smiling softly. "You did well," she whispered. "He's really happy." Then my sister Rachel arrived, late, loud, and unapologetic. She brought her son Tyler and 3 kids we didn't know. "Who are they?" my wife asked quietly. Rachel waved dismissively. "Oh, just Tyler's friends." They were bored. No asking, no warning. She just expanded the party. I clenched my jaw but said nothing. Growing up, if I spoke up, my parents accused me of causing a scene. Today, I wanted peace. When it was time for cake, Ethan practically bounced. 10 candles, blue frosting, his name perfectly written on top. Everyone gathered around. "Okay," my wife said warmly. "Let's sing first." But before we finished the song, Tyler leaned in. Rachel laughed, and together, they blew out the candles, all 10 of them. Before Ethan could, the backyard fell silent. Ethan froze. His smile vanished in an instant, breaking my heart. "I didn't get to wish," he whispered. Rachel laughed again. "Oh, relax. They're just candles." Tyler grinned proudly. "I did it first." My wife's hand tightened in mine, and I felt heat rise in my chest. "That wasn't okay," I said carefully. Rachel rolled her eyes. "Oh my God." Stop being dramatic. "It's not that serious." Not serious? To a 10-year-old whose moment was stolen? Before Ethan could even process what had happened, Rachel started cutting the cake. She didn't wait or ask. She handed the first slice to Tyler, then to one of the strangers, then another. My son stood there, hands empty, watching his cake get passed around. "Dad," he whispered. I stepped forward. "Hold on. Ethan should get the first slice." My mom jumped in immediately. "Oh, don't start. Kids don't care about that stuff." But Ethan cared. I cared. My wife cared. Apparently, we didn't matter. Rachel smirked. "See? Mom agrees. Stop ruining the mood." Then my dad added the final insult. "Tyler is younger. Let him have his fun." The golden grandson, as always. I looked at my parents. "Are you seriously okay with this?" My mom sighed dramatically. "Why are you always so sensitive?" "Sensitive for defending my child?" Rachel crossed her arms. "You know Tyler is special. He gets excited. So did Ethan, but no one cared." My wife had been quiet, watching and absorbing every excuse, every dismissal, every moment our son was sidelined. That scared me more than if she'd started yelling, because when my wife gets quiet, she's deciding. Ethan finally took a slice. Not first, not proudly, but quietly, as if he didn't want to bother anyone. That was it for me. I knelt beside him. "I'm so sorry," I whispered. "You didn't deserve that." He nodded. "It's okay, Dad." But it wasn't okay. Finally, my wife spoke. Her voice was calm, too calm. "Rachel," she said, smiling politely, "who invited these extra kids?" Rachel shrugged. "They came with Tyler." My wife nodded. "Interesting." She looked at my parents next. "So, just to be clear, you're all fine with this?" My mom waved her off. Yes, yes. Let it go." My wife smiled wider. "Okay." That word sent a chill through me. I knew her well enough to understand she wasn't letting anything go. She was about to do something that would change how my family viewed us forever. What my wife did next, quietly and deliberately, without raising her voice, stopped the party cold and taught my family a lesson they won't forget. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't accuse or demand an apology. She simply walked to the cake table, picked up the serving knife, and placed it gently back on the plate. "Everyone," she said evenly, "the party is over." At first, the words didn't register. Kids kept chewing, adults blinked, and someone laughed, think it was a joke. Rachel frowned. "What do you mean, over?" My wife turned to her, still calm. "I mean the guests who weren't invited can start heading out now." Silence. Tyler's friends looked around, confused. My parents stared at my wife like she'd committed a crime. My mom spoke first. "You can't just end the party." My wife smiled politely. "It's our house, our son's birthday, so yes, we can." Rachel scoffed. "Wow, you're really doing this over candles." My wife looked at her directly. "No, I'm doing this because of disrespect." Rachel opened her mouth to argue, but my wife continued, still calm. "You blew out Ethan's candles. You let your son take over his cake. You invited strangers without asking, and when he was hurt, you laughed." She gestured towards Ethan. Today was supposed to be about him. Rachel crossed her arms. "Oh my God, he'll survive." That's when my wife's tone changed, not louder, but sharper. "He will survive," she agreed, "but he will not learn that it's normal to be treated like he doesn't matter." My dad tried to step in. "You're overreacting. Kids don't." My wife raised her hand. "No," she said, "you don't get to minimize this." The authority in her voice made even my father stop mid-sentence. My wife turned to my parents. "You've spent years excusing Rachel's behavior because Tyler is your golden grandson." My mom bristled. "That's not fair." "It is fair," my wife replied. "And today, everyone saw it." She looked at me, and so did Ethan. That broke something in me, because she was right. Our son had seen it all. The favoritism, the excuses, the way his feelings were treated as less important. My wife knelt in front of Ethan. "Hey," she said softly, "I'm sorry this happened to you." Ethan nodded, eyes watery. "I wanted to make a wish," he whispered. My wife hugged him. "I know," she said, "and you still can." She stood up. "Everyone out," she said calmly. "We're relighting the candles." Chaos erupted. Rachel exploded. "You are unbelievable. You're embarrassing us." My mom gasped, "You can't just kick out family." My dad snapped, "This is childish." But my wife didn't engage. She simply walked to the front door and held it open. The message was clear. Rachel grabbed Tyler's arm. "Come on, we're leaving." Tyler protested, "But I didn't finish my cake." Rachel snapped, "This isn't our problem anymore." She shot my wife a glare. "You've just made a huge mistake." My wife nodded. "Yes," she said calmly. "I made one years ago, letting you think this behavior was acceptable." Rachel froze and stormed out, dragging Tyler behind her. My parents lingered. My mom looked torn. "You're really choosing this hill to die on?" My wife met her eyes. "Yes." Dad shook his head. "You're tearing this family apart." I finally spoke. "No," I said quietly. "You are. We're just done pretending it's okay." They left without another word. The backyard was quiet. Half-eaten cake, deflated balloons. Kids whispering to their parents as they left. Ethan stood there, unsure. My wife smiled at him. "Okay, birthday boy," she said. "Let's try that again." She relit the candles, all 10 of them, just for him. No rushing, no laughing, no stealing the moment. We sang again. Ethan closed his eyes, made his wish, and blew out the candles slowly and carefully, as if it actually mattered, because this time it did, after everyone left. Ethan curled up on the couch. "Mom," he asked, "did I do something wrong?" My wife's heart broke in that moment. She pulled him close. "No," she said firmly. "You did nothing wrong. Anyone who makes you feel that way doesn't get to decide how important you are." He nodded slowly. "Okay." Just like that, a lesson was planted. Not about cake or candles, but about worth. The fallout came quickly. Texts from my parents, calls from relatives, accusations of being dramatic, disrespectful, selfish. We didn't argue, explain, or apologize. We simply stopped attending events where our son would be treated like second best. No more shared birthdays. No more holidays with favoritism. No more just let it go. Rachel didn't talk to us for months. My parents tried to guilt us, but something had changed. They no longer had control, because my wife did what no one else ever had. She chose our child over keeping the peace. One day, Ethan came home from school smiling. "Dad," he said, "I told my friend about my birthday." "What did you say?" "That my parents stood up for me." My throat tightened because that was a legacy we wanted. Not silence or compliance, but knowing your parents will protect your heart, even if it costs them relationships. The moment you choose your child over keeping the peace, you teach them something far more important than manners. You teach them their worth.